Listen closely because this is not the kind of motivation that makes you feel good for a moment. This is the kind that wakes you up, and if you stop watching now, nothing in your life will change. But if you stay to the end, you might finally understand the truth that can free you. The world does not care about how tired you are. It does not care about your story. It does not care about what you have been through. It does not care about your pain, your excuses, your fear, or your potential. And that sounds harsh, but it is actually powerful, because once you accept that the world does not care, you stop waiting for sympathy, and you start taking control. And most people never do that. Most people spend their whole lives hoping someone will notice their effort, hoping someone will understand their struggle, hoping someone will finally make things easier. But that day never comes. And while they are waiting, life keeps moving. Bills keep coming, time keeps passing, and opportunities keep disappearing, and the hardest truth is this: no one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not the system, not motivation videos, not luck, and definitely not the world. The world rewards results, not effort, and that hurts to hear, but it is also the reason some people rise while others stay stuck. Because the people who rise work even when nobody cares. They work when they are tired. They work when they are bored. They work when they are scared. They work when there is no applause. And they work when the results are not showing yet, because they understand something most people do not: that discipline does not need validation and progress does not need permission. And right now you might feel invisible, like your effort does not matter, like nobody sees what you are trying to build. And that feeling can either break you or build you depending on what you do next. Because if you stop, the world will not stop with you. It will simply move on and forget you ever tried. But if you keep going quietly, relentlessly, without praise, you become dangerous because you are no longer controlled by feelings, and a person who is not controlled by feelings cannot be stopped. And let me tell you something important. Pain does not mean you are failing. Pain means you are alive and trying, and growth always hurts, because comfort never changes anything, and the world does not reward comfort. It rewards courage, and courage is not loud. Courage is waking up and doing the work again, when yesterday gave you nothing. And the truth is, nobody cares about your potential. They only care about what you do with it. Potential without action is invisible, and excuses sound reasonable only to the person making them. And you might say you are tired, and that may be true, but being tired is not a reason to quit. It is a signal to rest briefly and then continue, because the people who win are not the most motivated. They are the most consistent. And consistency is boring. It is lonely, it is repetitive, and it feels thankless for a long time. But that is the price, and every meaningful life is paid for in advance with effort. Nobody claps for, and think about this: the world does not celebrate you for starting it. Celebrates you for finishing it, does not celebrate you for dreaming it, celebrates you for building it, and it does not celebrate you for trying it. Celebrates you for doing. And that means you must learn to work without applause. You must learn to push without encouragement. You must learn to believe in yourself when nobody else does. And that is hard, but it is also what separates the few from the many, because most people quit in silence long before anyone notices, and then they blame the world for not caring, but the world never promised to care. It only promised to respond to results. And the moment you accept that, everything changes, because now you are free from needing approval, free from waiting for motivation, free from explaining yourself, free from hoping someone understands you, because understanding does not build success. Action does, and you do. Not need to feel ready. You need to be committed. And commitment shows up even when motivation disappears. And right now you might be at the edge, ready to quit, ready to slow down, ready to choose comfort. And if you do, nobody will stop you, nobody will chase you, nobody will argue with you, because the world does not care. And that is exactly why you must care, because if you do not fight for your future, nobody else will. And quitting might feel like relief now, but regret will feel heavier later because pain ends. But regret stays. And every time you quit, you teach yourself that it is okay to give up on your own word. And once you lose trust in yourself, everything becomes harder. Discipline becomes harder. Confidence becomes harder. And dreams start to feel like lies. And that is a dangerous place to live. So you must decide who you are becoming in moments like this. Not when things are easy, but when they are heavy. Because hard moments reveal character. And character builds destiny. And destiny does not respond. To excuses, it responds to effort, and the people you admire did not have it easier. They simply decided to work anyway, and you can too, even when you feel behind, even when you feel weak, even when you feel lost. Because action creates clarity, not thinking, and movement creates momentum, not waiting. And if nobody cares, then good. That means you are free to work without pressure, free to fail without judgment, free to grow without permission, and free to become someone new quietly. And the best revenge on a world that ignores you is to build a life it cannot ignore. And that takes time and patience and discipline and sacrifice. And yes, it hurts, but everything worth having hurts before it heals. And the world may not care today, but one day it will feel the results of what you built in silence. And that day will not come if you quit now. So work anyway. Work when it is boring. Work when it is lonely. Work when it is uncomfortable. Work when nobody believes in you. Work when nobody is watching. Work when the results are slow. Work when you doubt yourself. Work when the world does not care, because that is exactly when it matters most. And remember this, the world does not owe you understanding. It owes you nothing, but you owe yourself effort. You owe yourself discipline. You owe yourself a chance to see what happens if you do not give up, and that chance disappears the moment you quit. So do not quit. Not today, not now, not here. Keep working, keep moving, keep building, because one day you will look back at this moment and realize this was the test and you passed by refusing to stop. And that is how ordinary people become unstoppable.